Whether you are a new viewer or a long-time watcher, thank you for checking us out and welcome. I am Josh Nutt, aka Nuts, and this is Disgruntled Scenario Reviews. Dude, you missed your cue. Like, we had rehearsals. You're supposed to... Yeah, you're supposed to do it. Yeah, like... Well, we're gonna have to take again. Like, it's just what it is. Like, you can't just... What the fuck? For fuck's sakes, man. Like, can you get it together here? Seriously? Union or no union, I will replace you. I never should have adopted you. Moving on, Adrenaline Paintball, located in Melbourne, Ontario. It's not far off the well-beaten path of the 401, Highway 401. Whether you're coming from the direction of the Greater Toronto Area or Michigan, it's very accessible without too many directions. The field hosts several events a year, tournaments and big game / scenarios to check out. Today we'll be reviewing Global 2, The Dark Ages, brackets Castle Conquest, which is the second event in a yearly series of 3 events, all at Adrenaline. The Global series, I believe I heard it referred to as Global Warfare at one point, but all the promotional materials I can find now just refer to as Global. This year being Global 2023, A Journey Through Time. Adrenaline's website states that it was conceived by Scuba Steve Holtz in 2007, and my understanding it's been around in some form until now of the game. So it's a big game with some very light scenario elements, which is, if our name is any indication, we love to see. The series is a long-time struggle between 3 mighty sides of red, blue, and green. Some people have been playing for the same side on multiple years, carrying on the attempt to be the ultimate champion for the year. Bringing up the map,
there is 3 spawns for the event. One here on the edge of the mounds, the next being up here between the Hyperball and the Hazard County, just over the line into Hazard County. The most pivotal important one was the castle, down here aptly named Thunderdome. The game is played in 3 phases. Each time your team rotates to a new spawn and different area, which is a nice way to see the majority of the field and not be stuck fighting for the same couple bunkers you get in those well-established hard-to-break lines at some fields and events. Let's take a moment now to discuss Adrenaline's many playing fields. The Mounds, Hyperball, and Woods Field that's nestled just inside here between Hazard County and Juno Beach. I found it as I was traversing out from the 3rd phase spawn at Hazard County, and it was like stepping back through time, back to the 10-man mechanical days. The town features a large selection of buildings and a tall gangplank-style tower at its center. Well described best as spacious, I see it as its greatest detractor due to feeling empty. I understand why Field's designed this way, as its long open lanes promote paint consumption and safety for rental parties and walk-ons. I can only imagine it leaves a more seasoned player wanting more, whether that be more fencing between or around buildings, or a few more in-between bunkers. The multiple old vehicles and fire engines are a nice touch, and really do help fill out the backdrop. Tower tag. 2 large L-shaped walkway towers dominate this section of the field, facing off against one another. The Adrenaline website describes an objective of capturing the flag behind your enemy's base, and boasts it is the best field anywhere to play your first ever paintball game on. I can definitely agree that it would be in the running for best first field to play on. The feel of dangerous action without the actual danger that is perfect for the novice. Trenches. Dirt trenches that have long ago grown grass mixed in is large concrete pipes as well to crawl around and through. It really lends itself to both quick dangerous moves in the open as well as measured slow crawling to gain advantage on the enemy, whether that be by ambush or opened up angle. Thunderdome. A palisade walled castle lords over this part of the field, seemingly impregnable. It hosts a 2-story tower, with 1 story being a much smaller yet still very playable stairway landing. The mesh deadbox / fill station that were added for this game, plus the tower and a few inner walls, help cut down on some of the crossfire you get over the walls from the other side, so defenders should be wary and keeping their heads on a swivel, at least they take shots to their exposed backs. The outside wall is a jagged up and down of chest to head height walls and the dotted step-up tower for extra height. Completing the castle is 2 interesting ideas: a slide made from large corrugated plastic pipe, which I didn't take the option to ride, and my personal favorite part of the castle, this long concrete tube that goes from the inside of the castle through the ground, outside the walls. I had a blast climbing through this multiple times. Although my knees didn't agree with me for doing it, I did happen to recover repressed memories of my own birth. I never knew crawling through if I was in for a point-blank shootout or a great advantage on players trying to run in through the no man's land between the mounds and the castle. But which brings me to the biggest, what I guess you'd call a gripe with the playing area. This section mysteriously has nothing there. No cover, no way to bump up, just a very open run. It's what shocked us the most in the second phase, spawning in the mounds. You'd get to the front of the edge of the mounds field and boom, nowhere to go, and we tried repeatedly. I'd love to see something more installed in this section to bridge the gap to the rear of the castle. Overall, the field, for its well taken care of manicured look, it clearly wants its patrons to enjoy without hazard of tripping or actual danger of injury due to play. This review is missing several parts of the field, but as you can see here, this was the boundary for this event, so we missed out on Bridge Too Far, Tank Attack, and Hillbilly, most of Hazard County and Juno Beach.
So let's deep dive into these rules here. The field rules, of course, we see our normal stuff that we always see. Field paint only. Modes that were allowed, no full auto, no ramping. 3-shot burst, it was 10 BPS cap is allowed for blowback markers only.
We're 10 balls per second max, 280 feet per second max. Electros, no ramping, you're semi-auto today. The Tipman kind of guns, you guys can use a 3-shot burst. Nobody uses full auto.
It's 10.5 balls per second max. No first strike rounds, which I would have loved on that field actually, with how distant the bunkers are and things. Playing first strike on that field would be fantastic. There's no body contact, which means leave your boxing gloves at home.
We have a rule that says your team color has to be visible from 2 sides. That helps with the dead man walking thing, right? Let's be clear about dead man walking. If you're hit, get your gun up. If you're walking across the field and you don't have your gun up, someone's going to assume you're not out and they're going to give you a ball or 2, right? So be really clear. Get your barrel sock on and use it like a flag. Be super obvious about that. The dead man walking thing makes people angry, but it's not against the rules. Right? If I just walk across the field, I'm not breaking any rules. You should shoot me. Right? Are you out? I wouldn't even ask if you're out.
If you call a paint check on an opponent and it's clean, you're out. Which is an interesting way to have that rule. Screaming get out at players is considered poor sportsmanship. And I did witness some of that. Some guys screaming from the sidelines that this guy or that guy was hit. I watched a bunch of guys screaming for 5 minutes that guy was hit, and it was just part of his jersey. So, you know, gotta watch out for that poor sportsmanship. No radio spying, no 10-foot rule, so mercy is encouraged and you should be accepted, but it was allowed.
We don't run a 10-foot rule in Global, but we do a gentleman's agreement. The agreement is, I'm not gonna shoot people in a manner I don't want to be shot. If it's 2 tournament players coming face to face and you guys want to pretend you're in the snake, that's cool. But if you're coming up against grandpa, dad, or his kids, don't do it. Here's how it works. I'm going to explain it. You spin and you shoot Buddy, and then Buddy bunkers this little guy right here next time. That's how it works.
No training knives or foam swords that have not been approved by the game boss or head ref. If your primary is hit, includes hand, you can continue with the secondary.
Medics today are here. The 1st Delaware medic crew is over in the corner. On the field, if we have a medic challenge, we're going to ask for a ceasefire. A ceasefire means it's not game over. Ceasefire is put your barrel sock on, put your gun down.
The white and yellow fill only is for the field paint, and then they have orange or pink for pistols only. And this is a very interesting rule which we'll cover later on, so remember that orange or pink for pistols only. Cool burning smoke only, according to field conditions. Smoke in the bush will be decided on game day.
I'm going to let Aiden take over. We got a big ref crew out there. We're training some new referees today. Be a little bit patient. I will tell you that it's not the referee's job to know what your mission is, to know how long the game is.
Players may shoot out of the base, and they have these little zones up for indication of like where the defensive places were outside the bases, where, you know, basically you could shoot out of and not be shot.
The airball bunkers are for defense only. You can't stand at the Dorito and shoot guys as they spawn, because the Dorito is for defense. The air bunkers are on the field to let teams get out of their bases easier. Air bunkers are defense only.
Players may not shoot into a base on purpose. If it happens by chance, the hit is not counted. Bases will be set up on the opposing teams, will not be able to enter. Teams can use unlimited rockets from their base. So that always helps defending your base. You can just rocket out a bunch of bunkers around your base if you're carrying enough. Players may reinsert into the game only from their team base or from a controlled flag with a medic. The attacking teams will have unlimited lives, so each time they are shot, they get to respawn. Medics, 3 per team. Medics will be carrying a hole punch each.
So these are a little bit different today, okay? We got some new ones, so they should hole punch better. When you go up to a medic, you're gonna have to put your card all the way in, okay? The hole punch is like back here, so just putting the tip of it in and asking for a hole punch isn't gonna get you anywhere, okay? So you gotta make sure it goes all the way in.
And medics must hole punch player cards for revive to count. You're responsible for your own player cards, so you don't want to be losing. They will not be replaced.
Kill cards. The medic rule is pretty important. It sucks to have to walk back a quarter of a mile to your base. So the kill card, you guys all have one, is a piece of your equipment. If you lose it, we don't feel sorry for you.
Once healed by a medic, player can respawn from controlled flag. Players may not respawn at a flag if they're shot within 50 feet of that flag.
When you are hit or eliminated, you can go to the medic, or the medic can go to you. We don't care. We want you to get back in the game. You have to get your card punched. That means your medic can't lose or break his hole punch, right? You have to get your card punched. Then you're a live player. You can go to the closest flagpole that's your color. This makes raising flags really important, right? As you go across the field. There's like 32 flag stations today. There's no excuse for not being within 50 feet of the closest flag station that's your color. When you pass a flag, make sure you pull it, because this is now a spawn point for your team. As soon as you get your card punched, you're live, so tag up and away you go again. You can't respawn from the same place you were shot from. It really sucks to have one guy standing there, a medic behind him. That sucks, right? So you have to, if you're shot from here, you cannot respawn from this flag spot.
Players cannot be healed for orange or pink hit. So I just talked about this one with the pistol. So orange or pink hit is, what? Is it time for feeding? I'm kind of busy. I'm trying to afford your food. With the exception of a general or XO, they can't be killed by the orange or pink hit. So they can't be, they can still be healed, I guess, if they get hit with that. Medics for the defending team must take one of their teammates' tags to revive them. Oh, for the castle thing. So this is an interesting rule, and I saw it applied a little bit. You can actually use this to move up the field too. If you're partway back over here and you have control of that flag over here, and you're shot within 50 feet of this flag over here, you could then have the medic, and the medic, the way it was set up is that you could go to the medic yourself, or the medic could come to you. So if the medic's nearby, you can walk over him, he'll punch your thing, and then you can walk up further up the field if you wanted to a harder to get position and tag in there.
Rockets are in play. You can use 4 rockets on the field. You can use unlimited rockets from your base.
4 rockets per team are allowed per round. They are dead to all teams once used. It's bring your own rockets. They can be thrown, shot, or kicked as long as they travel 250 feet per second or less. Rockets must hit a structure, tree, rock, etc. All players within a 15-foot radius of the impact to a structure are eliminated and must return to the base to respawn. Teams can use unlimited rockets from inside their base, which also help us defend that castle. And as you can see, because we use a lot of these new things out of from Walmart,
They're called scenario slugs, and I think they are the wave of the future for a lot of cheaper play.
Let's go ahead and pull up this screenshot. What we're looking at here is a 3D printed barrel, flared end. Scenario slug goes in the flared end, fires it right off. Pretty inventive, and really a great idea, and the kind of thing we need to see more of in Scenario to help it chug along at this point. The money you could save on the rocket launcher, rockets, that's a pretty hefty price tag for any team out there. It's a pretty good alternative. You probably haven't heard anything about these yet in the Scenario scene, but I'm betting early October they will be all the buzz after Decay of Nations 16 at SC Village in Chino, California. Personally, if I was going myself, I'd be going and playing with Ekron, because from the look of things, the UNA mechs are going to be going down like cheap lot lizards.
Rockets eliminate a shield player and everyone in a 15-foot radius. Players cannot medic from a rocket hit. Any amount of grenade juice is an elimination. You may not rocket the castle.
Get a rocket launcher, right? Somebody on your team needs a rocket launcher, they're cool, you can still find them on eBay.
Each team may have one large shield and one small shield player. Shields will be clear except for up to 15% allowed for stickers or structure. Mesh is considered clear. Stickers. I like that they put that in there. The stickers. Large shield is max 2 foot by 3 foot, and a small shield is 18 inches by 24 inches. Shield players have to use mag-fed markers with a 50-round maximum capacity. Shields can only be used in the defense zone. Shield players can be eliminated by rockets, grenades, or swords.
So for the two attacking teams, it runs like usual, okay? It's almost like a normal global where one of your mission objectives is to get into the castle, okay? You're not working with the other attacking team. You guys are still enemies. There is no attack, there's no truces, alliances, nothing like that today, okay? You are still enemies with the other attacking team. Because if they get to pull the flag in the center of the castle, they get a lot of more points than the team that doesn't pull the flag in the center of the castle.
Any alliance is not approved by the game boss will cause the two teams participating in the alliance to lose 4 flag stations immediately and as many points as the game's boss sees fit. So that rule actually doesn't say not allowed. What it just says here is that you'll be penalized for doing it, which is interesting take on that rule, because everybody's walking around going, there's no alliances allowed. But that's not what this says. Clearly it says you can. They're just, if it's not approved by the game boss, your two teams participating in an alliance to lose 4 flag stations each immediately, which, depending on if it's given to the other team that got ganged up on, or if they just go to neutral, it's not a big loss, because quite frankly, if it goes to neutral, that means when you go to pull it, you're going to get 5 points. So if you lose 4 flag stations, I'm just going to gain back 20 points immediately by pulling them all. So troop drops, insertions, airstrikes. Teams can buy helicopter, troop transport insertions into enemy territory for 50 points. Teams get 1 free helo per round. 1 player can act as a gun turret. The troop transport turret is only alive when stopped to deploy troops. Players may not in any way follow a troop transport. The turret may fire at players attempting to follow. So that's kind of interesting, those 2 rules, because it's like players may not do that, but the punishment for it is that the turret will get to fire on them for free. So I guess kind of balances it out, but it's weird to disallow and say may not, when clearly it's only taken out. Like a ref's not going to apparently stop you, because it'll disallow the turret to fire. So 2 players can start to shoot at the start of the 3-second countdown to go, go, go. Airstrikes must be approved by the game boss. Airstrikes takes out all players within the 4 closest flags to the base calling the strike. Flags remain as they were when the strike is called. Players eliminated cannot be healed. Players using the airstrike can re-enter the strike area as soon as the eliminated players have been notified. Opposing players cannot re-enter the strike zone for 5 count after the player using the strike has started to re-enter the field. The ref should count down from 5 till it's go, go, go. Kind of your basic airstrikes, which I'm not a fan of. I hate them. I really, unless there's good rules for them or why they're being used. Teams may sell for points, players, rockets, flag stations. All sales must be approved by the game boss. So I don't know if that covers, like, you get to use our rockets, or they get to, hey, we can use 4 rockets per section. Do we get to sell out those rocket uses to them? Or is it, and that teams may sell, is that to each other? Or is it just to the game boss? That rule is very vague, and I wonder how that works more. Game store. So these are the items you could buy from the game store. There's a catapult barrage. So you take out one map. So as we saw on the map earlier, they're all named individually. So it take out that whole section. No players can be revived by a medic who were killed this way. No to Thunderdome. So no to the castle, which of course, because that would be a heck of a rule loophole if they missed that and somebody did it at the game. Although I guess it's kind of interesting because depending on what it costs to do that, it would be pretty useful for attacking the castle because they would all lose out on one of the ribbons that we talk about later on. You'll understand in a second. One of the lives they get. Control of knights. Have a small team of extra players join you to help make your push 10 minutes. I wonder where those players come from, though. Are they from another team, or... Interesting. Better intel. You receive your missions 10 minutes early, and I know that our commander did use that, and it helped us out a little bit. Flag change. Change one flag to your color. Flag must be adjacent to a flag already your color. Okay. These ones work out pretty good too. Double flag points. Double the amount of flag points you get at the next 30-minute mark. So I think we use this as well.
For the 2 attacking teams, the goal of today is to pull the flag in the center of the castle. And if you're the defending team, you want to stop them from doing that for as long as you can. Because the longer you're able to hold that castle, the more points your teams get. There is also the usual way of getting points of pulling flags and completing missions.
Let's go to the points breakdown here, and we'll bring up the chart. Flag pull is worth 5 points apiece. Flags up on the 30-minute mark are 5 points. Defending the castle on your team's rotation is 5 points per minute the castle is held, so very important on that. Gold bars return to the base is 25 points / game bucks, as they are called in the rules, game bucks. Then they have bronze bars as well, which is 15 points or game bucks / game bucks, so it's both. Main objectives on missions can range from 50 points at the start of the round and 100 points towards the end. If I recall, it was also said to me that some missions are a ticking clock, and they're worth less as the time runs out. So it's very important to try and get those ones done quickly. A couple like race ones or this or that. The flags. So the rules for flags, they're counted every 30 minutes. A fully pulled red flag indicates red territory. Fully pulled blue flag indicates blue territory. And a half pulled balanced, basically. Just half and half of the red and the blue means green. They should be even, is what it says in the rules. A flag that's been raised as an embassy flag cannot be pulled. I don't know if that has something to do with the HQs. I don't know what that rule covers. Embassy flag. I don't see that stated anywhere else, so I don't know exactly what that means. A great rule to add here is penalties for fuckery with the flag station, because I got to 1 and somebody had kind of like rigged it so you couldn't just pull it like all the other ones were. You just kind of, they're on just one side pull, so they're kind of, it was jumbled up a little bit and kind of tied up a little bit to make it hard to change, which is a little bit of fuckery. So that might be a rule to do, is add in, is messing with the flag stations is mission review. So we have this video here so you can kind of see what they did. They posted up the missions in the staging area, so you have to have a runner or somebody on a radio relaying that information. It's pretty standard stuff here, nothing flashy. You attack a certain area and capture it, locate and retrieve X prop or props and deliver it to Y location. This one is not one that I've ever really seen before. Is race to throw a smoke grenade. So you and the other team who are attacking the castle, you're trying to race to throw a smoke grenade into the back of the castle, which I think we're able to do. We achieved with Halo drops, basically.
If you're the defending team, you guys still have missions, but something that's added on is you guys only have 5 lives. If you're a defending player, you only have 5 lives. So each player is going to get one of these. In this bag, there are 5 ribbons. Okay, you're going to tie these ribbons onto your person somewhere. Every time that you respawn, whether it's from a medic or going back to the castle to respawn, you have to hand in one of these white ribbons to either your team's medic or the referee that is in the center of the castle, okay? So you cannot respawn on defense without giving the referee or your medics one of your ribbons. Sorry, so just the referee. You have to give these to the referee, okay?
And every team will have the same number of lives. If your team's short 5 guys, there'll be extra. So every team in the castle has the same number of lives.
So defending the castle, which was, as I said, a big part of this, the objective is to stop the 2 attacking teams from pulling the flag at the top of the castle for as long as possible. It's 2 hours max. During this time, you're not locked in the castle and actually have missions to try and complete outside, as well as capturing flags actively. So that was fun to do, to rush out. We took the walls back at one point, and at one point later on near the end, we had noticed that we were able to kind of just get out, and we got some people outside. The special respawn for the castle defenders, each will have 5 lives with missions to complete and earn more for their team. Defenders will be given 5 tags and must hand their tag into the respawn referee or a team medic in order to respond. It was basically cuts of like white ribbon giving it out. I actually didn't get mine until halfway through, as I was late for the first fate due to the gun troubles that I had. So I was able, when I saw the ref and I got them, I was like, well, here's the 3 I owe you. Yeah, so I was late for that. Got in though. It was a good time playing that part of the field. But if you want to talk about the gun troubles I had, let's head on over to Equipment Corner.
Equipment Corner.
Hey, welcome to Equipment Corner. In reality, I'm about 3 feet away from where I filmed the rest of the show, but this is the only corner I own. The rest of the apartment is rounded. So let's get into what gear we wore. We wore our Tippmann Digi-Camo pants that we've seen some other videos in the past. They're great for wet weather play, as well as this blue plaid shirt to go with the theme of our team, Plaid Bastards. This chest rig, I had it set up in 2 different formats. This first, I had these 10-round tubes on there for when I was playing with the CCI Phantom. And then I switched over to carry my 6 mags as well. Wearing G-Force grills. On the back we had a dump pouch as well as a holder for a water bladder. The first gun we used for this event was a CCI Phantom.
Now, the gun problems I had at this event, I get her working, get her to chronograph, and there's nothing worse than you put those first couple shots over and you can't get it over 230. I was able to run out, take her apart, put a harder spring in, put it back together right on the tailgate of the truck, and get out.
After having some fun playing with the CCI Phantom, I switched over to a First Strike T15. To improve communications, I used a Baofeng digital radio.
Here with Cliff, Discipline Lords guy. Always love seeing Cliff. Cliff, what are we thinking of this game today?
It should be a good one, I think.
Yeah.
We did a lot of changes.
Yep.
Put up a new barrier around the castle. We got air running into the castle so you can actually fill up while you're in the castle.
Oh, that's going to be awesome.
If you're defending, so that's going to help a lot. There's a lot of new referees, and I've spent a couple of weeks here with them, so hopefully some of me rubbed off on them.
Oh, that's what. Yeah, well, as you know, you're the top ref to me. Always have been, always will be. There's nobody above Cliff.
Everybody,
So,
I get this stupid legend thing all the time.
no, you are my legend. And when it comes to repping, you are the guy I look up to.
I slipped that interview in as part of Equipment Corner to showcase one other piece of equipment that I gave a try to. It's this X-Fog system. It's a neat little unit. It can go, comes with a head strap that you can see in the interview, or a lot of people I see, they connect them directly onto their back of their goggles strap on the back. Then you connect these 2 little hoses into your mask, and it gives you airflow, different settings for airflow to help keep your mask defogged. It's also rechargeable, simply with a normal USB connector. It was pretty good. I used it a little bit. I sadly didn't have it on when it started to pour rain later on in the game, or it really gave me a help out in that situation. I got this actually as part of the MVP award for Honey Badger 10. They handed me a full box, set up everything for it, as you can see in this photo here.
Playing for the red side, our commander Thomas Big Red Gordon and our XO Tim Tango Kordick. We are able to help deliver victory, beating the blue side led by Richard Avery, aka Tonka Tactical. This watermarked photo courtesy of Love Day Photography.
Now I know what you're thinking when you see that photo. Josh, if you went to Honey Badger 10, why not do a review? Well, what can I say about Honey Badger 10? Oh my god. I said no to pyrotechnics. Acme? Huh. Anyway, it'll burn itself out.
It's now 9:40. We're going to get teams to the board, and we're going to try to get the game started at 10 a.m.
He told me to do the job. So he's an XO, right?
Yep.
And there's the other XO.
Hi, Neb.
I'm the general. So first things first, we can start one person at each of the red flags. I got a little bit of intel here. We want to get to trenches. There's 2 missiles in the trenches. There's gas cans in the trenches. So if we can start people on that side of the trenches, one person in each of those flags. Get into the trenches, look for cash, gas cans, and those missiles. I don't know what we need them for yet, but let's get them. We're going to need them. If we don't need them, they need them. Don't touch any props without our color ribbon on them.
Don't touch any props that don't have your color. Don't touch any props that have another team's color.
Another team's color. If it's got a blue or a green ribbon on it, it's not ours. Don't get us the penalties for it. If we hold the flag in there, it's downstairs. It's right in front of that slide if you've been in there. We'll get 600 points, I think, if I calculated right, if we can hold it for the full 2 hours. Don't waste your paint, don't long ball it. If we've got anyone with flat lines or apex barrels, you might want to go up top. We can rain it down into the mounds. Another couple hot spots out there that I've seen come up quite a few times are the helicopter at the trenches and the tank outside of the mound. Our princess dummy is probably going to be out there somewhere too.
So let's recap this game real quick. Game on starts. As I said, was a little late with the equipment malfunction. I walk out to the castle to tack in. Using radio, I was able to locate Jake nearby in the trenches. We had a lot of fights with a few guys in there, pushing them out of that area and taking basically the trench area. We had a little bit of backup, but some of them got shot out. Jake ran out of paint and had to head back to reload. We had, ahead of time, loaded all our paint into a backpack and kept it at the attack and defend castle, so we would not have to go all the way back to the staging area, leaving me in that area by myself to try and defend it. They pushed into that area, and knowing kind of where I was, they kind of crouched around. I was able to hide down low behind a berm that I had crawled all the way up to the end and trying to get some snapshots off on some guys. I was able to basically stay quiet and down and listen, and I was able to get the drop on 2 or 3 guys real quick, just popping up with the pump gun and just letting off a couple of shots before I got lit up. It was a fun little firefight up close. Heading back to the castle and tagging in, we were starting to get pushed now into the trenches, and they were coming on both sides, so we needed to really heavily defend.
Castle tap. And last time we crushed it on bringing stuff back. I had $800 in like the first 10 minutes. So I get our intel early and double flag points. And we have all the flags around the castle. We scored double on that. So that was only $800.
Putting a hold on the audio, I just want to point out that one of these briefings was done in between each phase, and how useful it is in the future if games would do this if you're doing segmented play. It really does go the extra mile to help the commander get the information out that he needs, and for the player to get that information in a non-fast-paced environment.
Ben Allen, he's our commander for the day. How are we doing out there so far? We've been playing a 2-hour portion.
It's just a shit show. It's raining cats and dogs. We can't seem to keep them back. We're starting in the forest, so no one brought bug spray. We didn't bring our rubber boots. It's just going to be a disaster out there. Dust off, rockets, catapult barrages. It's going to be a wild one.
Is it true that one of the other teams stabbed one of our players? repeatedly in the parking lot.
That's unconfirmed, but this is Adrenaline Paintball, so I will neither confirm nor deny that.
Okay, we just wanted to make sure. It's unconfirmed. But seriously, though,
One unconfirmed stabbing, that's a good day at Adrenaline.
So far, we've held the castle for our first portion, and we're doing fantastic. You're doing a great job as commander, by the way.
Thank you.
Enjoying that. Who's our XO? We have an XO.
We have XO Kyle from the Reapers. He's the tall, skinny guy there. And then we have Rick from the Bunker Busters. And we have Kyle from the Bunker Busters.
Now, you stepped in last second, correct?
I did, yeah.
Well, thank you for doing that so the game can continue.
Yes. We'll make do with what we got. I spoke to our previous commander on the phone, and he's doing well. He's surviving.
Okay. Well, we'll see you in the next portion.
Thank you.
We'll get out there and
Good
fight.
job, boys.
But moving on to the second one was the time period I like to call taking it up the keister without lube. We were moved into rotation to the Mounds field, and it was a hard fight. Taking the town from blue, or trying to get anywhere we could to get to the castle, heading in that direction that was being held by green at the time. A lot of fun firefights in the town. Yeah, really couldn't get past that area. The couple times we tried, we were just getting shot out to try and get behind the castle because of that area that kind of is really hard to transfer through without any cover. Yeah, we really took a shellacking on that second phase, and it was a slog the whole time, trying to keep motivation and moving forward.
I'm here with Fatman. He's the blue commander.
Yep.
So we just got through the first portion, attack and defend with the red team. You guys are trying to take it from us. How'd that go for you guys?
Oh man, it was a killer fight. I feel like it's been great fights all day. Balanced game. Having a blast. Sorry, B. Save the cameraman from B.
Let him get stung. He's not important.
Yeah. No, we're having a blast out here. Everyone's having fun. It feels like a really matched game.
Yeah.
I don't feel like one team is dominating.
We had a lot of good fights up in the trenches and stuff with you guys over on this side. You guys had to come
We were
around.
pushing mounts.
Yeah, we had climbed out through underneath through the tunnel, and we were out there right in that first one. And a lot of guys would come running in. We had a lot of good fights. No, I just wanted to get your opinion on how you guys are doing so far, and we'll get a little later with a wrap up, hopefully.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you want to plug the rental fleet?
Yeah, SKU rental fleet. Our sign isn't up right now, but we do mag-fed rentals primarily. We also have masks, radios, vests, anything you might need. We're here to support the players. We do teching services as well. You'll see us show up at Wasaga's big game next, and then wherever else, in Ontario. So just if you're looking to message us, figure out if we're coming to an event, just hit up myself, Sean Fletcher, aka Fatman, or Pat May, aka Cellar Dweller.
SKU being one vendor on site, the other being Intensity Customs with a full tent set up and a wide variety of items for sale. The final part, we played about half of it. Showing up, we rotated into the Hyperball Hazard County area HQ. We were able to basically go back. It was neat because we went back to basically the same area that opposite of where we were fighting in the trenches, and we kind of saw the same field that we were fighting against flip-flopped in the bushes and stuff, where there were guys trying to attack to the trenches in the morning, and we were shooting into the bushes and could barely see them. We just see head pop up or a hopper or a gun pop around. So it was fun. We were able to set up a couple ambushes of guys. I had Jake we just kind of waited, and 2 or 3 guys tried to come in very slowly. He just was like, wait, and then we were able to get the drop on them there, do a couple little ambush shots on people. We had a firefight with the blue commander, they were the ones in the castle at that point. Blue commander shot me out, Fatman. He son of a, I'm coming for you next time I see you on the field opposite me. We had a fun push into that area when we got some reinforcements, as it was just me and Jake holding that corner by ourselves, and we were able to push in. We made a valiant push on the wall right as the rain started falling on us hard, as you can see in this video. I think, we were moving forward. We had taken around the tape towards the back of the castle, and we kind of had that gap in the middle there, and I just stood up and I just yelled to everybody, like, if you have it in you, push now. And you just saw red kind of move towards the wall all at once. And what's really hard about that is the number of lives they have, and the idea that they can just tag and go, because they can just kind of, as soon as you shoot them off the wall, they're like back in 2 seconds if they have the balls to get to the wall. So it's very, very hard. And this is, yeah, just getting soaked is demoralizing, and it ate me for once. Normally, I'm the guy who's still on the field if it's pouring rain, but this has got down in your mask. It got soaked from head to toe. And we head back in, and we kind of packed it in for that. There was still, I think, 30 or 40 minutes of play. We kind of watched it as we packed up stuff and took a walk around the staging area. So right at the end, yeah, the sun kind of came out a little bit at the end for the people who were still playing.
We're here with Neb. It's now at the end of the day. We've gone through the 3 phases of playing this game. How do you think we made out?
For a big game of session play, it was pretty good. I had some fun out there. Second round was a bit rough. Missions were difficult.
We were pinned in there pretty good.
Take the thing to the other side of the field where the other team is. That was kind of rough. But we came together. We got some last-minute missions done in the last round. Paying for the early intelligence was a big save for us. We got our missions 10 minutes early, which helped us. And then just getting stuff where it needed to be and staying in the game, I think, was a huge thing.
Yeah. No, when that rain hit, it demoralized a lot of people. Yeah. It hit us. We were soaked because we had been up in the castle when it happened, and we just got shot to shit. And then the rain hit, and we were just like, good lord. We like, by the time we walked back and cleaned up and everything like that, it was right around that time, right? So
yeah, so there wasn't a lot of bitching, a lot of complaining, I don't think. One quick ceasefire. I guess someone probably slipped or something.
It looked like it looked like the paramedics had to go out. He looked like he was injured, maybe a cut on his head or something like that. But they handled that properly and right away. So
yeah, cool heads. I don't think I saw any hot heads out there. Speaking to Cliff and the refs.
Oh no, Cliff did a great job. He got in between me and one gentleman. A gentleman claimed I had been hit, and he was screaming at me, and I kept saying, "Where am I hit? Please tell me where I am hit." And Cliff is standing right here watching me, checking me, going, "He's not hit." And the guy's walking away, all yelling that I'm a cheater, and I'm going, "Please, where am I hit?" But it is what it is.
Well,
right?
it wasn't heated.
Yeah. But I always saw that we always were bringing in plenty of props, so we worked hard on that. But it's good. So you think we're up there in points? What's your prediction?
Well, this game, a lot depends on fun, how much fun people are having, how much fun people aren't having, and the score is on sort of an auto balance there. So I think everyone had a pretty good fun time, so I think we were pretty even, and it should be a pretty honest score.
Okay.
I think we might come out. Blue is going to be our challenge. I didn't see Blue throwing any smoke in the castle, so hopefully that could be the 200-point difference.
Hopefully.
We'll see.
We'll see what happens. Okay, good luck out there.
Yeah.
So let's bring it up to final scores here. You can see in these videos, they kind of break it down. They did a kind of wandering score reveal with prize giveaways.
Okay, so as some of you guys probably noticed, depending on where you started, there were different kind of ways the point worked. So because of that, instead of going round by round, we're going to go position by position. So it's a little bit easier to compare and on a more fair level here. Okay, so we're going to start with trenches. So the side that you started over here, kind of in the hyperball area. So over those 3 games, we had red pulled in 550 points.
Yay!
Green pulled in 895. Yeah. And blue pulled in 935. Okay, so the next one that we'll do is mounds. So when you spawned over here, green got 815 points. Red got 675, and blue got 1,045. You gotta cheer for the other team too, guys. Yay! Red, you cheer for red. Awesome. So now,
Onward.
The big defensive points. This is where teams can really make their money here. Okay, we had blue with 1,170 points. Yep. I know. Red with 1,320 points.
Yeah, woo!
And green with 1,870. Good job, guys. So, red came home with 2,545 points.
Good job, Red. Good job, Red.
Blue with 3,150 points.
My ego is going to get really big here.
And green with 3,570 points.
Oh, I got a big ego now. I don't like this.
very impressive for only showing up with half a team and then ending up.
They got all the walk-ons. Maybe that's good strategy.
Oh, we got everybody worked together really well.
Yeah, very surprising ending here, actually, that green was the winner. I actually had my money on blue. It took me by surprise that green took the victory, but apparently they worked really well together, and they fought hard. I didn't think red had a chance. I thought at most maybe second over green, and then blue was going to win, but that's how the cookie crumbles on this one, I guess.
Crazy Possums. I'm currently the only one here at the moment.
Where are you guys out of?
We're based in Sarnia.
Out of Sarnia. Love Sarnia. Great time. I'm a truck driver. You're always going through, so I always love Sarnia. Congratulations on your victory.
Oh, thank you.
What was your strategy going into the day?
Honestly, this is my first time generaling, so I had no idea what we were doing, to be honest. I just had made sure the team was just talking to each other, make sure everybody knew that what they were doing, just not be afraid to get out there and just kind of take those hits if we really needed to. Everybody worked really well together. That's all we want is cooperation, pretty much.
Seemed to work out in the end for your teams.
It worked out.
Congratulations, sir.
Thank you very much.
For those unwashed masses, or those who've yet to be able to enjoy the blessing that is Ronin Kinetic Esports, they are a company that offers augmentation on the current concepts of kinetic sports, whether that be paintball, airsoft, LARP, Nerf, and really just giving a upgrade to those with technology. Having spearheaded several events so far, showcasing the power of forward thinking, the next being Mutant Warfare, which is at Sherwood Forest in LaPorte, Indiana. It's on September 30th and October 1st of this year. So for the meat of this segment, what would I use of Ronin's resources to improve this particular event? Well, for the use of RFID cards or tags, I would incorporate a count of the number of eliminations. Having players tag in at the HQ with the tag to a reader there, you could get an accurate count, or even medics, instead of hole punches, they could be carrying something that would read the tags. You can get a fairly accurate account and add it into the score. Furthermore, you could eliminate flag stations completely by use of cell phone tracking or some other method with RFID to showcase not with a visual aspect of it, but almost the map showcasing a percentage of the field held by your team, completely eliminating the need for refs to be watching flags or counting flags. They can go back to doing what they're supposed to be doing, which is making sure paintball is being played in a safe manner. Be very good. And I think that would help eliminate a lot of those middle points where you're not sure if things got counted or not, because I know for a fact there was at least one flagpole, which was only worth 5 points, that I did that no ref saw, and there was no ref immediately that I could be like, I'm pulling this thing. So, this has been Ronin's Edge.
Alright, where is he? Where did all the guys that were on our team, our XO, where did they go?
Went home. Well, half of them went home midway through the game.
Oh, well, here you go then.
Ann, come here.
Ann!
Come here. I know you weren't expecting it, but get up.
Come on, Ann!
Come on up here, Ann.
Yay!
This is for you, girl. We saw you going hard all day. We got noticed. We got noticed.
Green Team's VIP. We got a Grayson Barefoot. Grayson Barefoot. This guy here, he was out in the field. He was not afraid to get into this battle. He was loving every part of it.
Young gun in the game, fearless little guy, ran right up the castle, got shot, kept asking what can I do, where can I go, so we sent him there, he got slaughtered, came back for more.
You guys are monsters.
Get it, buddy!
So, one thing people comment all the time, if we have one little slip up on the field, someone gets shot up close, people will come to me and tell me about it. We had a football tackle today. I don't know who did that, but there's no football tackling in not in global anyway.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. So, but people will come up to me constantly and say, "We enjoy the games. The people here are so good. Everybody's so sportsmanlike. Something happened today, and I just can't believe it because the guys who play here all the time are such good sportsmen. It's something we really are kind of proud of. With Cliff's help and help of some of the other senior referees, we honestly chase some players away every once in a while that we don't want to play with you guys, right? You know, if you're a dick, don't come here and play paintball. We're going to have fun. We're going to play really hard. We're going to win, but we're going to do it right. So sportsmanship award for the day.
These two guys drove a freaking long way to come here. This was a brand new game for them. They had no idea what they were kind of doing, and they got pointed in the right direction and really helped out. So we want to give it to the Largos. Yeah, get after it, guys! Now get out of Canada!
No, get out of Canada, bring the rest of the guys over!
So for my final thoughts, and yes, it means that this video is almost over. You've made it. Congratulations. I'm going to be sad to see you go, but we'll be back soon enough. What did I think of Global 2 Castle Conquest? It's a great bridge from rec play to a beginner kind of big game with some light scenario elements. You might go out and go, hey, I'm really into this big game play. You might even go, hey, I'm into competitive play, and want to seek out tournaments from that if you see some higher stuff, if you're just coming from rec play. Some of the lighter elements of scenario play in there, you might go, hey, is there other things like this, and branch out into that. So this is a great event for a beginner. I really do see that. Is it my cup of tea per se? Not really. Would I be back for another Global? We'd have to see what they cook up in the future. I'd have to kind of keep my eye on it and see where it goes. Would it be interesting to play all three? Yes. If they had some cool elements to them, I would come out probably for all three. It's not a far drive. It's only about an hour and a half, 2 hours at most. Would I go back to Adrenaline? Yes. I would. I think it's actually a good... I want to see the rest of the field. I think it would be a good place for some actual in-depth scenario games and things like that. I think they have a market there. And I'm sad that a couple other times that I wanted to go, I missed out on those because I believe the Limit and the Walking Dead ones are a little bit more that direction. So overall, it was a pretty well-received game.
I'll put that in the interview. 80 tabs of midget porn just littered through this phone. And not even the good midget porn. I'm talking about the B.
That's why it doesn't operate. It's just like frozen.
It's just done. No, that thing is a brick now. It's just midget porn. Now, I'm here with Fatman here at the end of the game. I thought you had it.
I thought I had it too.
When they're reading the scores, I went, no way. No way. I thought after... Ironically enough, when we were out in the field, I never felt that I was having a problem with green. It was always blue.
Yeah.
Always blue. I was having a problem with, no matter where we were going on the field. With missions or trying to do anything, it's always blue.
It's so hard as I get asked all the time as general, how do you think it's going?
Yeah.
And I'm like, when your head's down in the trenches, you have no clue. Like, you can't have the big picture.
I had grabbed Ben a couple times, and I wish I didn't know the name of the other commander to try and get an interview with him ahead of time as well. Yeah, I got one at the end, but that is that moment though. When I come, I really would love to just walk in the middle of all that and go, "Hey, man, how you doing right now?" And
yeah.
I'm like, what? Where am I? Like,
oh man, well it was it didn't feel like it was lopsided. It didn't feel like you were getting completely spot trap boxed in, anything like that. It felt like it was good fights all day. But then yeah, at the end, and you know what I think a lot of it too was Green did a really good job. Like they didn't have a general at the beginning of the day, but he filled in last minute. They didn't have a ton of players at the beginning of the day.
He had said that himself. He said all the walk-ons, everybody cooperated. heavily. They wanted to listen. They wanted to say, "How can we help?" And they wanted to cooperate.
Yeah, and then I think too, like me, and this is probably just me making excuses. Rotating to castle last was hard because then we're through a lot of our paint. You know, like people are getting tired, and then it poured. Right.
One of the things I always said, I said this at Honey Badger to Red as commander, and I made this and I said to Tim as well. You can't fight the sun.
Oh,
you can't fight the sun. You can't fight the rain. As soon as that comes down, you have an issue.
It was all just keeping morale up.
Yep.
At that point, it was like, okay, guys, just suffer through the suck, like embrace the suck, and like we just got to keep holding on. And we did. We managed to hold castle the whole round.
You did. No, nobody. Now they had said that nobody's ever taken the castle.
We took the castle when we were red team last year.
Last year. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I was XO for red last year.
Now the question I would have now for you is going into the game.
Yeah.
Did you have a lot of battle plans in place, or did you just kind of go, we'll see what it is day of, or just try to put a little bit of framework here?
I'm the worst. Like, oh man, and it's funny too. Like, you start a team, you don't realize like the logistics of being a captain. You're like, I don't even like being at spawn, man. Like, I just want to be pushing the front lines, you know? So it wasn't until like a few years in, the team's gotten a little bigger, and now we have a better system for comms. Comms are a big deal. Being able to get those missions, because they don't bring the missions out to you. They post the missions here. So you need a dedicated comms person calling missions out for your team at the top of every half hour all day.
Because you don't get that line of communications dead. You're in dead water.
And even just a runner, like to run a guy, run missions, and run back, check them, and then run back out to wherever you're spawning.
And he's forgetting by the time he's there. He's
going
to leave out that little
10,
detail.
15 minutes, and a lot of these are timed. Is like, so me, no, I don't come in with a lot of game plan. I have like bad ADD myself. I like to just push the front lines. I get tunnel vision and just push the front lines. But the guys on comms, like I stayed mic'd up all day, and they're reminding me of what missions need to be executed. Like I got one of my head guys, Billy Bugler, one of my sergeants. His wife actually was our comms all day, letting us know what missions were happening, and we just pushed the front lines.
Now, was she a player, or did she just come out to help?
So she has played, but she has just come off hip surgery. She's a bit older. And today she helped out the team by running the rental fleet booth and helped me with that. And then also just having a radio handy to just call in those missions, because she's right here running the booth as well.
Looking at everything right away, yeah.
Right. And that's where you do build the big picture. I found is the magnetic board's amazing, like for that. And I've never seen that except for your game where you have the whole PRZ drawn up. But the magnetic board, and they do that for all their big games out here with the colored magnets to tell you what flag. So I literally can tell you the time where it shifted to green, and I came out and I looked and I'm like, oh boy, green has a lot of flags, a lot of the board. And I think what it was for them too is they sallied out of the castle and they took over a whole bunch of the map.
Well, this is a point. Well, because we got spawn trapped in that second part.
Yeah.
You guys were over here. We were in the mounds. We got sidetracked, and I was literally your team was coming hard at us on this side, right?
Yes.
And I kept going. Like I'm kind of looking at your guys. I'm standing in the open, going, let's just all go this direction.
Yeah,
and see
that
if we
became a thing where it was a problem before. People would make like alliance, and then all of a sudden one team's getting ganged up on real bad.
That was my idea. Is I was like, let's just all turn this direction. Let's all we're not going to make an agreement, but let's just all look this direction to the castle.
They suggest that that's doable, but it's really not.
No, it's not. And because you're already shooting at each other.
And if anything, they're right that it does wreck the game. It's better off to just, like we're all friends, even on red and blue and everybody, we're all buddies. So like it's all love. We're all just shooting at each other, and the alliances do mess it up because then you're just 2-on-1.
We're all buddies except that guy, football tag.
I have no idea.
I had no idea what that was.
I have no idea, and you know what's weird? Only the victim said anything. He said he didn't want to tattle, so he wouldn't tell us who did it. So we don't know color. We don't know if it actually happened.
Was that the standing part?
No, that guy was he smacked his head. So in the castle you have the set of stairs. You can go underneath the stairs for cover. It is under 6 feet, so we try to make it obvious that hey, duck. He didn't duck, smacked in the forehead. Head wounds gush.
And I want to take a moment here for Adrenaline to point out how professional it is. On site, you had paramedics ready.
Yeah, yeah.
Just in case, and that's a really important thing for large events like this.
And you don't see that.
No, you don't, and it is something that, and a lot of times all you have to do is really make a call to say, hey, we're there's gonna be a large event, it's a sporting event, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
No, it was very
really
important
go
that
the
because they really got out there quick to make sure that guy he got the help he needed.
Yeah,
so.
no, they've been out here for the last like couple years, couple events, globals and all that, and they do a great job. I think it's either St. John's or some other like charitable kind of organization, paramedics, and they've dealt with like even stuff like as simple as heat exhaustion. It's nice to have like a professional there to make sure, hey, that is what's happening. They're sick because of heat.
Just because of heat. I've been in that hole myself.
Oh,
Or just playing too hard and this and that. It'll get you.
Oh, it gets me too, man. I'm feeling it right now. It's why I'm like mowing the burger and the drink, man.
I think it was Canadian Carnage 2 at Flag Swipe, or it might have been 3 at Flag Swipe.
Yeah.
I'd be carried off the field at the end because I was just dehydrated right out.
Yeah, that's like the most common, for sure. They do a good job, the paramedics on site, and yeah, like I said, you just don't see that in other fields. I'm really proud of being staff here.
No, that's what my next question was. Being staff here, what is your favorite part of the field?
Like to play?
To play?
Or...
To play. Let's go with to play.
Okay, so to play... Ooh, that's tough. Man, there's so many good games. So we have some iconic games. People come back, as a referee's been reffing here for 5 years. I have people come back from 10 years ago that ask us if we still do D-Day.
Yep.
That's one of our big ones that you can't forget. D-Day is insane. The game drops. People pour out just like Saving Private Ryan. I would have to say one of my favorites is our Hillbilly. Way out in the back. It's a hill in the woods. It's not quite as big as it seems, but the hill really adds to how much playable space you have and like how it seems bigger than it is, and it simulates an ambush. So you got your defense, you get your attack. Defenders are stuck. They can't move until they see an attacker, and when they see an attacker, timer starts. Yada yada. You got to make it to a point. But it's super cool because dudes can get picked off. Dudes can get you know what I mean? When that initial contact happens, it just all shit show breaks loose, and all the attackers crest the hill, and it's just like insane mayhem. That's probably one of my favorite ones to play. That was awesome.
Now, I was out here. I haven't been here in a couple years. It's been a lot of building. It looks fantastic. It's well manicured, lawns, everything. It's fantastic. Even in the woods, you got your trails, but you also have that off the beaten path. Like there is some woods here.
They paid staff thousands of dollars to mow all these lawns. Go in with just handheld, like big still weed whacker, and do all the woods.
It's fantastic. It's really. I never had to worry about tripping over anything. Even when I went into the woods, if I stay on this path, I'm good.
Yes.
If I venture into the bush and try and get a shot on, I have to step around and check where I'm watching. But everything, I could run through those paths in the woods and not be too worried.
Yeah.
And myself, I just occasional glances just to make sure. But in terms of what's already out here, what would you build?
Oh man, I've actually been lucky enough to have a hand in building a bunch of this stuff. So.
But what's missing for Fat? What's missing out here for Fat?
For Fatman? Oh my God. I don't think I deserve much. I know we have plans, so there is plans, folks, on upgrades to the town. So a bunch of the buildings in the town slowly over time, they've been walled off, closed off, not as safe to go inside of as they were once upon a time. There is still plenty of buildings to go inside of and explore. We have our great big tower, which is super iconic to run up in. But some of these buildings, I think we're going to be opening them back up. We're going to be cleaning up the inside. We're going to be adding some cool stuff to town. It's on the agenda.
We look forward.
The honey-do list.
We look forward to it because we will be back at Adrenaline 100%. You have my word on that, sir. Thank you for a great game.
Hell yeah. Thank you, man.
So what's coming up next for us? We will be at the Raid series. It's our first Raid series event. I'm going to see about doing maybe some rule reviews videos on this as well in the meantime coming up to it. It is the Raid series. It is no easy road. It takes place at Georgina Paintball, and I am looking forward to it greatly. I've seen a lot of cool things from these guys after action reports and things, and I am interested in seeing what they do with the 25 on 25 on 25 on 25 four-sided game with some NPCs in the middle and some NPCs to deal with. in terms of trading and missions, and then I think there's also a faction that gets out there and messes around with you a little bit too. So it'll be a fun one to do. We're hoping to get full coverage of that and then get a video out to you. That is in October, so hopefully we'll be seeing you guys soon. Thank you. I appreciate you guys taking a look at this video, and I am Josh Nutt, aka Nuts, and yes, that is my government name.